What sounds like the bigger Halloween Horror Nights draw? Nikki from Obsession, Art the Clown taking over the Terrortron, or the return of killer clowns from outer space? Welcome back to The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. I'm Travis. Today, Nikki from Obsession is officially joining Halloween Horror Nights. Apple orders a new psychological horror series from Alfonso Cuarón, and Universal Hollywood reveals the rest of its massive 2026 Halloween lineup. Let's make the cut. One of 2026's biggest breakout horror characters is heading to Universal Studios Hollywood. Nikki from Obsession will appear during this year's Halloween Horror Nights. The announcement came during Midsummer Night's Scream from Halloween Horror Nights creative director John Murdy. Unlike most characters added to the event, Nikki was reportedly brought in very late during the planning. Murdy says she will not necessarily be standing in one obvious location. Instead, guests may need to keep an eye out for her throughout the event. The version Universal is using comes from the end of the film, with Nikki covered in blood, wearing her friend's dress, and covered in hand-drawn tattoos. Indy Narvarte plays the character in Curry Barker's breakout hit, which became one of the biggest horror success stories of the year. Universal is also being careful with how the character is framed. Nikki is not really the villain of Obsession. She is the victim of the One Wish Willow curse after a friend wishes that she will love him more than anyone else. Halloween Horror Nights begins September 3rd at Universal Studios Hollywood. And while we're talking about places to catch new horror, make sure you're also checking out Bloodstream, our new streaming partner here at Horror Movies Uncut and The Final Cut. They have current releases available now, more coming soon, and you'll be seeing more from us there going forward. My question for you guys, though, would Nikki be one of the characters you'd actively hunt down at Horror Nights? Let us know the answers in the comments ahead.
Y'all, Fanatical is stacked. Build your own Killer and Resident Evil bundles, Age of Empires 2, WWE 2K26 half off, comics up to 97% off. Head to fanatical.com for all the deals.
Apple TV has officially ordered Ascension, a new psychological horror thriller from Alfonso Cuarón. Caitríona Balfe will star and executive produce in her first major television role following Outlander. The series is inspired by Adam Neville's novel Last Days. Balfe plays Rose, a documentary filmmaker and recently divorced mother who begins investigating a mysterious 20th century cult called the Church of Ascension. As she digs deeper into the group, she begins finding comfort in some of its teachings. Then she discovers something much darker underneath. The series will be co-run by Natalie Erica James, Saccharin, and Christian White, whose credits includes Relic and Apartment 7A. James will also serve as lead director. Cuarón, James, White, and Carlos are all involved in the writing. That gives Apple another major horror project built around filmmakers with strong psychological and supernatural backgrounds. My question for you guys, does a cult horror series from this creative team immediately go on your watch list? Does mine? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead.
Collectors, Obsession in 4K, Evil Dead Burn pre-orders, A Little Shop of Horrors Steelbook, and The Dawn of the Dead Remake Steelbook, August 11th. Keep listening to the Final Cut podcast for all the GRUV deals.
And not to be outdone in the horror attraction world, Universal Studios Hollywood has now revealed the complete lineup for Halloween Horror Nights 2026. Among the final additions is the return of killer clowns from outer space. There is also Kill Serena, music by Slash, a new original attraction called Dead, Deader, Deadest, and a live stunt show based on The Purge. The Terrortron is also back. And this year, the host is Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. Those attractions join previously announced houses based on Sinners, Stranger Things, Hellraiser, Evil Dead, and as we mentioned last week, Ozzy Osbourne's Prince of Darkness. Universal is also adding a daytime behind-the-scenes experience called the Unmasking the Horror Tour, giving fans a closer look at how the houses are built before the event begins at night. Halloween Horror Nights runs from September 3rd through November 1st. And a programming note for the final cut as we get closer to September, we'll be taking a break around Labor Day. We'll be off the Friday before Labor Day Monday, and the full week after that to recharge. We'll keep reminding you as we get closer so nobody thinks the show disappeared. And if you only had time for one attraction at Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood this year, it's my question for you. Which one are you choosing first? You know you going into Sinner's house first. You know you are. Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. You know you go in there first. Today's take, Halloween Horror Nights is clearly the headline today. Between Nikki, Art the Clown, Killer Clowns, Sinners, Hellraiser, you know you go into the Sinner's house, and Evil Dead. Universal has a very deep lineup this year. But Ascension may be the story that has the longest runway. That creative team and the premise are strong enough to make it one of Apple's bigger genre projects. And you guys see how good Silo's doing right now. For that Spotify poll question today, which story has your attention? Nikki joining Halloween Horror Nights, Ascension, or the full Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood lineup? Possibly something else. But seriously, what Halloween Horror Nights attraction are you most excited for this year? Send your pick or any breaking horror news. And yo, seriously, if you guys go to any, DM us some photos, man. We'll put them right here on the show. It will be featured on a future episode of The Final Cut. And real talk, make sure you check out Bloodstream, our new streaming partner for the horror titles available now and the releases they have coming up. You'll be seeing more on Horror Movies Uncut's website and Final Cut podcast moving forward. That's it for Tuesday's show of The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. We'll be back tomorrow with more horror news, trailers, casting updates, and upcoming releases. And again, as we head towards September, keep the Labor Day break on your radar. I'm Travis. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again. Until then, you know the drill. Keep the lights on.
Horror family, festival season is here. Interviews, coverage, and the films nobody else has yet. Head to HMUNCUT.com and keep listening to the Final Cut podcast. Keep the lights on.